Do you have big goals for this year and things you want to do, but it seems like your time is limited in order to do those things that you want? Or are you finding that your presence and relationships with the people that you love the most just isn't what you want it to be? And maybe even you're feeling like the quality of your life is not so great. In today's video, I'm going to share with you some ways in which you can gain back that time, enhance your personal relationships, and add more quality, happiness, and presence to your life. One of the things that keeps many of us from connecting is the good old cell phone or tablet or computer or whatever device it is that you're using. There are so many apps now, and they're also new and amazing, and engineers who are excellent at persuasion and keeping us on the app and using principles of psychology to keep us constantly engaged with this device have created so many options. And yet the hardwiring up here is relatively the same that it has been for thousands upon thousands of years. So today I'm going to share with you several things that you can do as you are either doing a full-on digital detox or just trying to be more conscious and more aware of your use of social media and technology. Hi, if this is your first time here, welcome. I'm Rachel Stravelli. I help you to celebrate your whole life, celebrate your whole self, nurture and embrace your life, express your creativity, and really deeply accept that how you are created and who you are is a wonderful, amazing thing. So let's dive right in. This is my second year running in which I am taking time in January to be very conscious of my technology use. Now, last January, I took 1 week off, and I have 2 videos that I'll link here where I talk about reasons why you might want to do a digital detox and how to be successful at it. Today, I really want to get into what are some of the ways that emotionally and mentally we can prepare so that we don't just go back to the phone like it's an addiction and a thing that we just have to have and we have to do. So first off, I want to point out that one of the main reasons that we love and we constantly return to our phone or our computer or any of the social media platforms or our email is 2 things. One, our need for social connection. And when we open our email and there's a new email in our inbox, we get a little dopamine hit. And so it feels good. The problem is it actually doesn't last. And so as many times as I open up Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or any of those other apps in a day, I might initially think I'm feeling good. Oh, I see what so-and-so is doing. Look at that picture of the beach. Look at that picture of their 1-year-old. Instantly, I'll get that dopamine hit, but very quickly that goes away. And if you keep on trying to get the dopamine hit, you might get lots of these little hits of the day, but they're ephemeral, they don't last, and they don't feel very good. However, what we could be doing is cultivating habits and actions and practices that will enhance the oxytocin in our lives. And that is the hormone that gives us the feeling of love, that gives us the feeling of connection, and it's longer lasting, and it gives us a deeper sense of happiness. One tip that I'm going to give you today is from the book Indistractable, and I'll put a link below if you want to read the book yourself. So in the book, he talks about when you feel like going to your phone, going to your email, or something like that, if you try and just do it cold turkey and you take like a whole month off, some people can do that, but some people are going to have this deprivation and then binge effect where when you go back to it, you're going to eat even more. You're going to consume even more social media. You're going to consume even more email. So what you want to do instead, if you know that you're the type of person that's going to activate that in you, is give yourself 10 minutes delay. Give yourself 10 minutes to pause, let the craving be, notice it, but don't give into it. and tell yourself, in 10 minutes, I can give into this craving, but I'm not giving into it right now. Now, in that 10-minute period, you can choose to do a number of other things that may help you with your whatever need it is that you're seeking. So one of the other things I'm going to ask you to do is take out a journal, whatever, it could be an actual journal or a piece of paper. And I want you to start on a new page. And what I want you to do is write down all of the social media apps that you use. It might be 3, it might be 10, it might be more. On your piece of paper, you're going to list 3 things. So you're going to have the name of the app. So let's say it's Facebook. You're going to state the core reason why you use it. So what you think the benefit is. It might be for social reasons. It might be for business networking. It might be to keep up with people, whatever it is. Then you want to write problem. And then you want to list what are the problems with this. If you're anything like a lot of us, you go on there thinking, I'm just going to check in on so-and-so and see how are they doing. I'm going to spend 5 or 10 minutes on, this platform. 30 minutes later, 2 hours later, 20 minutes later, you're still there. So list the problem that you notice that happens that you are working to address. Then I want you to, the third thing you're going to list is what are alternatives that I could do as opposed to going on this app. So you could use your phone to call someone or text. That may give you more of that connection that you have. You may also want to think about when was the last time I connected with this person in real life. Now, I'm recording this in 2021. We're still with the effects of COVID. So social engagements and getting together isn't the same that it was pre-pandemic. So that may be limiting your engagement with people. You might not be able to actually see them in real life. However, could you do a phone call or a Zoom call or some other video conferencing call to connect with them face to face? This is going to fulfill more of your need for social engagement and connection if that is what you know that you're using this platform for. Also, one thing that I got from the book, The Art of Showing Up. So in the book, The Art of Showing Up by Rachel Wilkerson Miller, she talks about, have you ever tracked your in real life conversations? And again, this is 2021. We're still in the instances of COVID. So you're probably having less than normal interactions that are face-to-face in real life. But still, I want you to look at this because what was found in studies is a lot of people thought they had at least 3 to 4 interesting, substantial conversations a day. But once they started writing it down and tracking it, most people found that it was 1 to 2. And I don't know about you, but 1 to 2 is not enough for me. I don't even know if 3 to 4 is enough. So as you are aware of this, as you are tracking it, then you can start to be more conscious, be more intentional about what you're going to do about this. So if you realize, wow, I only have 1 good conversation a day, then you can make a point to start having more good conversations. Now, yes, going on some of these social media platforms could open up good conversations. That's what they're theoretically designed for. But is that a conversation that's actually fulfilling you? So you may want to go ahead and start making a point. Twice a week, I'm going to pick up the phone and call someone or make a plan to have a video call where we actually get to have a conversation. All right, another thing that you might choose to do is you could just write down the positives and negatives that you're noticing that are happening in your life. Simply becoming more aware of these things and journaling about it is going to affect your behavior because self-awareness is the first step. Now, there are a lot of other tips that I could give you that depending on how you are, what type of person you are, and your habits may help you or may not. So I'm going to list these in quick succession. Some of these I have tried, some of these don't really work for my personality. So one of the things that I think is really essential when you're adopting a new habit is take an attitude of trial and error. You might realize that, wow, I'm on Facebook 2 hours a week. I'm on Instagram 4 hours a week. I want to cut that in half for both of them. I would give yourself time to adjust to the change, to try out different methods that might help you so that you don't expect to go from 4 hours on a social media platform to 1 hour within a week and be able to sustain that. So one option you might find is delete the app from your phone or your tablet. If it's not there, you can't use it. Yes, it takes more steps for you to go to your computer, download it, engage it, whatnot. However, you are trying to break your cycle, break your habit of having instant access to this app. And so this is one way you can do it. You can keep your phone in another room or keep it in a designated place. Some people I know say, after dinner, no more phone time for the evening, or after 8 o'clock, that's it for technology for me. This is something I did years ago, which I love. Turn off the notification sounds. If your phone or tablet or whatever device you're using is constantly dinging and pinging and making all the sounds for you, it's the one in charge of your life. You're not being intentional in your life. Your phone is running your time. And even if you don't think that it's impacting you, it actually, studies have shown when they look at people's attention and brain waves and all of that, and how the people that the individual is with feel, your phone definitely impacts your ability to be present and your ability to pay attention. Even if you think, well, I'm the kind of person, I can hear that and ignore it. There is a part of your brain that when it hears the ding, it looks to the phone. Now you might discount it, but then you've broken your attention and your concentration. And so by the end of the day, you feel like constantly your attention was all over the place and very scattered. This is another reason why, as you start to release the hold of some of these things in your life, you start to feel more mindful and present in your life because you're not constantly pulled in all these different directions from the various technologies that you use. Now, some people opt to, instead of having apps on their phone, perhaps you have an e-reader or some device so that you can read books or articles when you're on your phone. You may want to keep your phone in another room. Make sure it's not in your bedroom. You might have a rule that you can only check your phone after breakfast or as soon as you get to work. Some people I know even take weekends off from their phones and say, I'm going to be fully present this weekend, not going to check the phone. Many phones now have gray screens or wind down time, or depending on which platform you're on, there may be different names for it. But look into digital well-being. A lot of the newer phones actually already have information embedded within it as part of the software or the hardware to let you know what is your app usage, how can I control it, how can I change the settings. My phone, after I think it's 8 o'clock, goes to grayscale. Grayscale makes it a lot less appealing to use your phone because it's not color. It's a little bit boring. So then you start looking around your life, which is in color. Another thing that you can do is you may want to have an accountability friend or buddy who is also doing this that you can check in with. And I think the awesome part of this is it's twofold. One, you have this person who you can call or text and say, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm going to give in. And they can say, don't do it, talk to me instead, or something along those lines. And you also know you're not the only one going through this. Here again, if you have a journaling practice is a great way to interrupt your typical behavior. So maybe you're not going to do an accountability buddy, but you want to get out your journal when you feel the need to go on that app and write about, what am I feeling right now? What's going on? Sometimes we're bored. Sometimes there's something that we want to avoid. and going online lets us forget about it. If you are in online business, sometimes it's very easy to say, I'm going to go online for business. However, if you're just doing this with a broad attitude of now I'm going to go online and network, it may actually be helpful, but it may not. I took a time period last year in which I was tracking how much time I was spending online networking and what the results I was getting from it were, and it didn't feel like it was a great payoff. And so I adjusted my activities. You may find that it is actually very effective, but if you don't pause, look at your habits, pay attention, and look at how much time you're using these apps for and what are you getting out of it, you actually can fall into mindless consumption and wake up 1 year, 2 years later and realize, you know, I don't even like the person that I am when I'm interacting with this device, or my life isn't really turning out the way that I want it to right now. And simply by adjusting this one little habit, you can have a ripple effect. Because one of the things that researchers have found with habit changes, many people think that it's the big things that we do in life that radically impact our lives. And sometimes that's true. The meaningful relationships and the big job that we wanted and moving to a place that we love, those things definitely have a big impact on your life. But the little daily things that you do every day, like how many times do you check your phone or how many times do you check your email? That's mine to work on. These things can really impact how the quality of your life feels and where your energy and attention is going, what your actions are used for, and how mindful we are in our lives. I hope that this video has been helpful for you. Please comment below if you got anything good out of this video and let me know what you think you're going to try to help be more conscious and be more mindful of your use of social media. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and share with a friend who you could say, hey, let's be accountability buddies to be on the platforms less. Or, hey, Mom, I'd love to do this together and have our whole family get on board. Share it with somebody that you love, that you really want to grow that connection. And it's a nice way of letting them know that you both have similar goals and you're working towards a better relationship together. All right, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, hit the red button below. You'll always be up to date and connected when new videos come out, and I would love to connect with you in the future. So hit the subscribe and the like button, and I'll see you in the next video.